my Wolfpack, and welcome to the RBL Week 10 Team Builder. So this week we are versing DadsRye with the London Latios, and yeah, this team is kind of scary in a lot of respects. So we've got a Machamp here, which Machamp obviously is G-Max, and that causes problems in general. I mean, as a G-Max mon, it's not got the most amazing kind of capabilities to it, but it is a very good Pokemon with a really good attack stat. We've got Regigigas, which combined with Galarian Weezing is also very, very good. So yeah, that's kind of scary. Galarian Weezing, Regigigas could be a big problem for me if I don't check it quite quickly, but I have got a few ways to get around it. Liepard, which can just do antics and just be annoying. I'm expecting to potentially see Rain Dance on Liepard. I feel like that would be a good way of kind of getting rid of my sand. We've got Lucario in here as well, so Lucario can be quite scary for my team. Dusknoir, again, kind of a problem here. Well, not a huge problem, but we could try and see Trick Room shenanigans, although that being said, Rye does have a pretty fast team in here. Sneasel, now Sneasel does rock my team quite a bit this week. It's super effective against 3 of my mons, neutral on 2, and I have 1 resist. So Sneasel could definitely come, but obviously Sneasel is very frail, so I'm expecting to see potentially a choice band set. Not much kind of beyond that if it does come. Kadabra, I don't see it personally coming this week, but there's always the chance. It's quite fast, has got a decent special attack as well. Slowbro, I'm predicting to come, but honestly Slowbro kind of can wall most of my team quite nicely, but I have got some coverage moves on there as well. Galarian Weezing, 100% comes. Galarian Weezing, Regigigas, they both 100% come. Crobat, I'm thinking... I'm not sure with Crobat, but I think it probably does come. It probably does come, and Crobat can be a problem because it's very, very fast. I have obviously got ways of getting around it, but it is a fast Pokemon, and obviously it can get some damage off. If it's Dynamax, then that can cause me a lot of problems here. The main concerns I have, Machamp could be a problem. Regigigas can be a problem, especially if it Dynamaxes and starts setting up things like Max Knuckles. You've got Galarian Weezing could be a problem if it Dynamaxes. Lucario, if it Dynamaxes, could also be a problem. Crobat, as I say, could be a problem. Slowbro can be really annoying. If that Dynamaxes, then I'm probably going to have some problems, because I do have 2 mons that are it is super effective against, obviously, with Arcanine and Hippowdon, but I do have Dracovish and Dracozolt, which can kind of semi-deal with it. Obviously, Ice Beam will hit Dracozolt quite badly, but I don't think Slowbro gets really much coverage to hit Dracovish, except for a Psychic type attack, and obviously I've got Mandibuzz in the team as well, so that can deal with a few things. So let's talk about mons. We have got Mandibuzz as our first mon. I very, very almost ran Choice Scarf Tailwind Mandibuzz. Very, very close to, because a Choice Scarf Tailwind Mandibuzz allowed Dracovish to put in so much work, but I just couldn't quite justify it because the rest of it was one specific scenario, and I just could not quite justify it. But we've got U-Turn, we've got Brave Bird, and we've got Roost on here as well. So U-Turn I think would be quite nice to be able to get out of there once I've set the Tailwind up. I think that's going to be very helpful. We've got Brave Bird, and that allows us to hit the Machamp for super effective damage. Also allows us to hit something else for super effective damage, I think. Maybe not. But it allows us to hit the Machamp for super effective damage. Lots of damage on different Pokemon as well. We've got Roost, allowing ourselves to heal up as well. And, you know, Mandibuzz is kind of the throwaway Pokemon on this team this week. I just need it for Tailwind. Realistically, Tailwind, and then the other mons kind of break out and just destroy things. That's kind of my thought process here. Moving on to Dracovish, I think Dracovish is going to be a real big star this week. I think Rye's definitely going to have struggled to prepare for Dracovish, if I'm honest, because it is just a problem, especially if I do get my speed up. I mean, Fishious Rend 100% takes out the Galarian Weezing if it's not Dynamax, 100% takes out the Regigigas if it's not Dynamax. It basically takes out any of the team except for Slowbro with Fishious Rend if it's not Dynamaxed, and maybe Dusknoir. But you know, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. We've got Crunch on here just in case of the Dusknoir or like we don't see anything else. We've got Psychic Fangs as well, because that was just decent coverage, just in case of different things. I put Outrage on there as a last move, because obviously, like, a strong Dragon-type stab attack. There's no Fairy type on this team, barring the Galarian Weezing. So Outrage could potentially be an option here if the Galarian Weezing doesn't come, for example. But I think 99 times out of 100 I click Vicious Rend and I just destroy. Now there might be some scenarios where I'm not going to be faster, so like Psychic Fangs or Crunch might be a better option, but we will kind of get to those as we do. The reason I've got 44 speed this week is because it allows for me to outspeed Crobat at +2 with the Tailwind. So that's the main reason for kind of that not HP, that speed. Sorry, I've had a really long day. So, yeah, max attack, it's got a lot of HP here as well, so hopefully it should definitely live some hits. The big problem I have with this is if we see a Regigigas Galarian Weezing lead, and the Galarian Weezing Dynamaxes on turn 1, it turns out to be an offensive Galarian Weezing. If that's the case, we're kind of in a bit of a sticky situation. Honestly, but I think I'd definitely be able to pull it back, probably with our next Pokemon, or even the Pokemon after that. And we're going to go on to talk about Arcanine now. Now, Arcanine, again, does some work here. I really tried to do a special set with Arcanine, but honestly, it didn't work this week. That close combat is just too clutch for this week. We've got Flare Blitz, hits the Machamp for neutral. We've got Expert Belt, obviously to give us a little bit more damage. It hits the Liepard with close combat. Regigigas with close combat, Lucario with close combat, Crunch hits Dusknoir, Sneasel's hit by Flare Blitz, Kadabra's hit by Crunch, Slowbro's hit by Crunch, Galarian Weezing I'd probably Flare Blitz, and also the Crobat I'd Flare Blitz. So we've got good coverage here. I've put Protect on here just in case I need it for any scenarios. Arcanine definitely Dynamaxes, and I'm considering going with an Arcanine lead at some point, Dynamaxing and setting up some max Knuckles, possibly with another strong hard hitter next to me, because that would just work really well in combination, like Draco's ult, for example. Especially if I've got like the Sand set up already, that would be really, really nice. So that's something I'm definitely considering, and I think would definitely work. But Arcanine can put in a lot of work here. Not to mention the Intimidate kind of causes problem for the majority of his team. So like Machamp, Regigigas, Lucario, even Liepard is typically quite physical, unless it's like a Nasty Plot set. Sneasel, it causes problem. Dusknoir is normally, well, not normally, as sometimes it's physical. Crobat as well, if it's a physical set. The Intimidate just causes so many problems for his team, so that's why it really, really works here. We've got Hippowdon as our next one. Hippowdon is going to be hopefully a lot of fun to use. Even in a Trick Room, we do get a little bit more speed here, but obviously we get a lot more speed, and we can outspeed a lot of Mons, but we don't outspeed all the Mons here. I've gone for the Pachto Berry, for the Slowbro, for the Water-type attacks. I probably could have gone with the Yachi for the Ice-type attacks, but I thought Slowbro with Water-type attacks, definitely he could spam Surf on me, and that could be a problem, so I've gone for that. And we've got Crunch on here with the Hippowdon. Now, obviously I know that Slowbro is very bulky, so Crunch is not going to necessarily take it out, but I can always Dynamax with Hippowdon as well. I think that would work really, really well. We've got Earthquake on here, strong stab attack, hits things like Lucario for super effective damage, and the Weezing for super effective damage. It's not going to be Levitate, let's face it, that's not going to happen. Body Press, which it hits with the Gigas, the Liepard, the Lucario, and the Sneasel for super effective damage. Crunch for the Dusknoir, the Kadabra, and the Slowbro as well. So lots and lots of coverage there. The only thing that I've not really got the best coverage for is Crobat. I could have probably gone for a Rock-type attack, but you know, I thought that this coverage works slightly better. And the Crobat, realistically, is quite frail, so we're not going to have as many issues with kind of the output there. And I do like the idea of Dynamaxing Hippowdon as well, getting those Body Press Max Knuckles up to get some more attack, and that would definitely allow for me to do some damage. But we are also quite defensive this week to allow us to obviously output our Body Press quite effectively. Now moving on to our penultimate Pokemon, we have got Porygon 2. Now I can't not bring Porygon 2 because Porygon 2 has been phenomenal and it's very scary for majority of people. Liepard I think does get knockoff, so we could see a knockoff on my Eviolite obviously. We've got Download as our ability. I thought Download works nice. I didn't really want to trace anything on here, especially not Slow Start because that would cause me a lot of problems. And Analytic I just didn't think quite worked as well. We've got Psychic. Psychic covers the Machamp. It also covers something else, I think. The Weezing. Tri-Attack just for general coverage. And then we've got Thunderbolt, which covers the Slowbro, which I was really worried I didn't have enough coverage for Slowbro. So that's why that's there. And then also Trick Room, because realistically I'm going to need to Trick Room at some point. Or maybe Trick Room at some point for the Hippowdon to really kind of take off in certain scenarios. And even the Arcanine, because he has got, as I said, got a really fast team. So that could be a problem in those respects. EV investment is just kind of because he's more physical. I've gone for quite a lot of defense investment, but there are a couple of special hook shooters here, so I've gone for like a kind of nice split there. Obviously the Machamp is a big problem for me, and even the Regigigas, because it does get fighting type coverage, so Porygon 2 probably going to be in the back most of the time. And our final one, we have got Dracozolt. Now Dracozolt actually looks relatively okay here as well. It hits the Slowbro really hard. It hits... to hit anything else for super effective damage, I don't know. Crobat, it hits super hard. Earthquake obviously covers the Lucario and the... just to cover anything else, and the Weezing as well. Dragon Claw just covers like the majority of the mons elsewhere, and then Protect just for obviously protect shenanigans. But realistically, Bolt Beak is the one that I click and it takes out the majority of Pokemon, or puts them in really, really low health in almost every scenario. Again, the exact same speed scenario, so it outspeeds Crobat at Tailwind, so, or Sandstream, so I've gone for Sandrash. Now, combinations, I don't really know like my best combinations here. I think Mandibuzz Dracovish is definitely a really good combination. Mandibuzz and Arcanine is a really nice combination. Hippowdon and Dracozolt work really, really nicely together. We've got P2 and Arcanine can definitely do a good work together. P2 and Hippowdon can definitely put in some work together as well. Dracovish and Dracozolt at the same time could potentially be scary for his team, especially under like a Trick Room scenario as well, because a lot of his team is fast. But yeah, we will kind of work out how we're going to play this out as we play it. I should say as well, I didn't say this at the beginning, we are officially confirmed for playoffs. So we are officially in playoffs. We are 100%, even if we lose every match now, we are 100% in playoffs. I think the majority of the team, so I think all 4 of the teams are confirmed for playoffs so far. I think last week I was confirmed for playoffs, potentially, but I'm not 100% sure, but maybe. But you know, I've made the playoffs, which I'm really, really excited about. Hopefully we're going to do really, really well. I am obviously very scared of Ben, which Ben is realistically going to kind of sweep the floor with me again, but we'll see. We'll have a go of it, because I have modified my team since then. But yeah, that's going to be all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.